Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you Week 10 of NCL Blitzle. Your Chicago Charizards taking on Tiff and the Atlantic Skiddos. We are currently 4-5, -9. Ninth place, we are Fringe Playoffs. I'm pretty sure I have to win out to have a chance, which means I have to beat Tiff, I have to beat Mortal, and I have to beat Box. If I beat all three of them and can get my differential going up, I should be in an okay position. Currently I'm tied. Well, no, because never mind. Someone else's game went in. Whose game? Oh, Nacho's game went in. Okay, so I'm currently tied. I don't own the head-to-head, unfortunately, so it would go to common opponent. Actually, no. Tiebreaker match would occur between me and the Atlantic Avions at this point, so I'd basically have to play in if the season ended today, but we are sitting tied for that final position. Differential-wise, there's no way, unless the Odyshes have a terrible situation, or the Glissopods have a terrible situation, there's kind of no way that I fall back and can move up into the 5th position or anything at this point. I just don't see that happening. So we got to fight for that 8th position, try to sneak in as the last opponent, and then get bodied by, I'm guessing, the Coyote Samurai will take me to body me. So, anyways, a loss here is not a death knell, but it does pretty much put us on a very, very hot seat. I'm not going to show the Mons on like I normally do as I talk through them, because I actually don't know which match I'm playing first. I'm built for Box, I'm built for Mortal, I'm built for Tiff, but I might be playing them out of order, so I don't know. You might see me say in a team builder going forward, we're out of playoffs, but in the match I might say, I don't know if I am in playoffs or not because I'm playing these out of order, because I really am. I'm not recording the team builders until I know what's going on, so I won't record Mortal's team builder until I play Tiff. I won't record Boxes until I play Mortal and Tiff. So, just spoilers. Anyways, enough talking. Team we're rocking out with here: Megamedi, Dragapult, Blastoise, Shaman, Darmanitan, Bronzong, Stonjourner, Tapu Koko, Alolan Muck, Lando Eye, and Noctowl. Tiff has Megalotti, Zeraora, Suicune, Donphan, Dhelmise, Articuno, Standard Muck, Klefki, Porygon Z, Incineroar, and Pangoro. This team is extremely bulky and very slow outside of Megalotti, Zeraora. I don't believe there's a Trick Room setter other than Megalotti, so I don't have to worry about that. I do have to be very careful that Suicune doesn't set up and try to 6-0 me. Honestly, the 6 I think are coming. One moment here. Sorry, I was doing something with people pinging me and needing something. Sorry about that. Anyways, the 6 I think coming. I think Megalotti comes. I think Zeraora comes. Suicune's a possibility. Donphan's a possibility. Dhelmise, I have no switch in to, so I think Dhelmise comes. I don't know if Articuno is going to come. It doesn't seem like it has a great matchup, so I don't think it's going to come. It also hasn't come all season. Don't know if Muck's coming. I don't think it will, but I am still prepped for it. Klefki could come. I don't know if it's going to. PZ could come. Like a nasty plot PZ is actually a problem for me to try and deal with. I do think Incineroar comes. It's probably Assault Vest Incineroar. Either Incineroar or Dhelmise is Assault Vested. One of the two of those is going to be Assault Vested. If Dhelmise is the Assault Vester, then I'm pretty sure Incineroar will be Heavy Duty Boots. Pangoro could come. I don't think it's going to, but it could come. So I'm banking on Megalotti, Zeraora, Dhelmise, Incineroar, PZ, and probably Donphan as the 6 that end up coming. So I'll slide this over while I'm doing that. Whoops, wrong team. NCL. I forgot I was going to record WWC first and all this because I'm recording like 14 builders today. So up first we have Tapu Koko with a Choice Specs Thunderbolt Roost, Dazzling Gleam, and U-Turn. 160 in the speed HP stat. Speed stat wise, we're creeping the Mega Lottie. Nothing on my team can creep the Zeraora. If Zeraora comes, it pretty much has to run max speed because of Dragapult. But max special attack, 96 in the timid nature. It was just so we could get the bulk on Koko. Otherwise, we'd have to run quite a fair amount of speed, and I'd rather run a little bulk on this Koko just to try and take a hit or two. Why am I not running Grass Knot versus a Donphan? Because D-Gleam does, off of specs, D-Gleam does a chunk. A hell of a chunk. It's a 2-shot, actually, so Koko puts in work. So T-Bolt, Roost, D-Gleam, U-Turn. This is to hit Crocoon as hard as possible. If Crocoon gets to +4, I cannot break a sub once terrain goes down. So this is Coon check number 1 because I'm not getting 6-0'd by a Sweep It again. Yes, Choice Specs Roost is weird, but you know, if I can get a Roost off on something, then Koko has a little more longevity. Like I said, D-Gleam, and then U-Turn to pivot. Gleam does a chunk. T-Bolt, Gleam does a chunk. Assault Vest I'm not touching. Thunderbolt will do a lot unless it's Spadef. Thunderbolt does a decent chunk. Thunderbolt's going to do a decent chunk. Thunderbolt's going to do a decent chunk. D-Gleam will OHKO the Pangoro. So there's Koko. Up next we have Scarf Darmanitan. I know, I run Scarf Darmanitan every time I bring Darmanitan. I know, okay? I know. It gets predictable. I need to vary up Darmanitan sets. But you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Toxic, U-Turn, Flare Blitz, and Earthquake, unless it's Crocoon. Toxic will slow that Suicune down as it switches in. U-Turn, Flare Blitz, and Earthquake just do a hell of a lot of damage. Speed creep wise, we creeped to the PZ is where I'm creeped to. Even though there is... No, we did creep PZ. That's it. We creeped PZ, so we'll be faster than everything, barring a Scarfer, like Scarf PZ, Scarf Zera, for some reason. Would also be faster. Scarf Articuno would be slower. But U-Turn, Flare Blitz, and Earthquake just hits everything. U-Turn's going to put a lot of damage to Lottie. Earthquake will OHKO Zera. Toxic Cocoon. Donphan gets hurt by Flare Blitz. Delmise gets OHKO'd by Flare Blitz. Articuno OHKO. Muck EQ. Klefki EQ / Flare Blitz. PZ we Flare Blitz. We Earthquake the Incineroar even at -1. And the Pangoro doesn't really appreciate the hits either, so... Up next is Suicune check number 2 / early game breaker in Shaman. Earth Power, D-Gleam, Seed Flare, and Rest. If I go to sleep and switch out, Natural Cure, I wakey, egg and bakey. That's why the Rest Life Orb is the combination. That way I can heal off my Life Orb damage just by going to sleep and switching out. Earth Power, D-Gleam, Seed Flare just hits this team incredibly hard. We talked about putting Air Slash on for Delmise, but we can't afford it. We need Rest in order to heal the Life Orb damage. Otherwise, if we get Anchor Shot, we die. If it's banned in Delmise. So, max special attack modest. Creep again. What is this creep to? Oh, this creeps to Suicune. And Articuno. Base 85 speed creep. EP, D-Gleam, and Seed Flare just hit this team hard. Mega Lottie doesn't want to take D-Gleams. Zeraora doesn't want to take Earth Power. Suicune Seed Flare. Donphan Seed Flare. Delmise I don't touch, unfortunately. Delmise can come in, click a move, and hurt me. I would really prefer not to see Delmise. Articuno does not appreciate getting hit. Muck EP unless it's Assault Vest is not going to appreciate it. Klefki doesn't want to get Assault Vested. PZ doesn't want to take Seed Flares on. Incineroar, Earth Power, again, unless it's AV, is going to hurt. And D-Gleam will clean up the Pangoro. So, Shaman right there. We do have super bulky Alolan Muck with Shuka, Curse, Thunderbolt, or Thunder Punch, Knock, and Ice Punch. Adamant Nature 252, 8 defense, no speed because of Curse. If I can get in front of the Suicune, even if I get burned, if I get to +6, which is +3, I can guarantee break Suicune's sub and two-shot it. So, the Shuka Berry, yeah, Gluttony Shuka is a weird... Actually, maybe I should be Poison Touch. I'm going to be Poison Touch instead. I was Gluttony because of the fact that I was going to run Curse Recycle, and I was like, no, I can't win that way, so... Poison Touch, get poisons on things if I can. Basically, if I get to +2 with Muck, I pretty much can win this game. I can set up in front of Lottie potentially. I can set up in front of Delmise potentially. I can set up in front of the Coon. I can set up in front of Klefki or Muck. I can even set up in front of Incineroar. But Knock Off at +2 will take out Mega Lottie. Zeraora is not going to appreciate hits, especially if it CCs me. Suicune can't take Thunder Punches very well. Donphan can't take Ice Punches very well, and that's why I have Shuka, is so I can Ice Punch Donphan, live the hit from the EQ, and then potentially Ice Punch again. Depends on where I am setup-wise. If I'm +2, I'll take it down to Sturdy, so the Shuka basically just helps me stay as healthy as possible. Delmise does not want to take a +2 knock. Kuno doesn't want to take a Thunder Punch. His Muck, or her Muck, sorry Tiff, didn't mean to do that. Her Muck could come in, and if it's Curse Muck as well, it could set up on me, and then we just have a +6/+6, first one to crit wins situation, but if she is not Curse Muck, then I kind of just set up on her Muck as well. If I get +3/+3, unless I get crit, I think I guarantee sweep with Muck. So, Klefki won't appreciate Knock, but comes in pretty easily otherwise because I don't have Fire Punch. PZ doesn't want to get hit hard. Incineroar kind of comes in decently if it's defensive, but again, I can curse up on it. God damn, I'm sorry, Tiff. She would have to Intimidate Cycle to keep me in check, but I'm still getting defense boosts. And then Pangoro is another one that I can set up. As long as I'm set up at +2, Pangoro is not going to do a ton to me, and I can hit it back, and I can kind of curse in front of that thing as well if need be. So I just have to be careful I don't get too greedy on my cursing. So we have Mega Metacham here with HJK, which you know I'm not a big fan of running HJK. It really... I don't like running moves that can potentially miss and do 50% recoil, but other than Delmise, there's no HJK answer to her team. And Drain Punch I can do to scout if Delmise is coming in. Ice Punch I can scout as well, and Zen Headbutt. 252 attack, again, same creep as Darmanitan, and then 80 in bulk. Mega Medi just kind of clicks button, does thing. Ice Punch hurts Lottie. Zera's not taking an HJK. Suicune's not taking HJKs, / if it's Crocoon, I Drain Punch to scout that. Zeraora doesn't want to take Ice Punch to the face. Delmise doesn't want to take an Ice Punch to the face. Articuno doesn't want to take Fighting Move. Muck does not want to take Zen Headbutt. Klefki doesn't want to take Fighting Move. PZ doesn't want to take Fighting Move. Incineroar does not appreciate the chip. Pangoro does not appreciate the chip. So, I just have to be very careful around the Delmise and the Incineroar Intimidate checking, trying to Intimidate Cycle on me, and then not letting Coon and Lottie set up to beat me. Is kind of how this has to go, but last but not least, we have Defensive Lando, Speed Creep. Again, it's the same creep is Darm and Medi. It was weird where I had to creep things with Rocky Helmet, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Knock, and Defog. Yeah, Rock Fog is weird, but this thing can at least switch into Dhelmise and take a hit, knock off potentially a Choice Band, and just make that thing a little less hard to deal with. It hard walls Zero Aura. Zero Aura has no way to touch Lando and will continue to get beat down. The problem is it's Coon Ice Beam, Porygon Ice Beam, Articuno can check it. Ice Shard from Donphan is a real problem, and Megalotti does get Ice Beam as well, so have to be careful about that, but his physical attackers I can wear down with the Rocky Helmet and be kind of beefy, so that's going to be the team builder. Hopefully we can pick up the win. If we do, we're in a decent position, but we kind of still have to win out, so we'll see. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.